Hey everybody, it's Dr. Anthony G. Beck, and I just wanted to make a very simple and straightforward position video that hopefully can make sense to summarize what's been going on. As you guys all know, I have been sharing my thoughts and producing some content and videos in my Facebook group, Balance Nation. If you guys want to check that out, it's facebook.com/groups/Balance Nation. And the thing is that from the very beginning, I've called out this COVID-19 hysteria a hoax. And I really believe it's been completely unfounded because of the sheer fact that history, data, and precedent showed from the very beginning that it was in error and just completely flawed. The other thing is that if you study infectious disease and statistics over at the Centers for Disease Control's website, that you can really deduce a lot more information. And my objective was to give comfort through this entire craze. And that was mission accomplished for a lot of people. And I really appreciate you sending me direct messages and comments and all the love and appreciation for sharing that with you guys. So here we are, April 22nd. Today's my birthday. Happy Earth Day birthday. So as a birthday to gift to the planet, I just want to kind of share with you a post that I was inspired by, and I'm basically going to tell you my position at this particular point on this is very simple. So it's straightforward. It's non-conspiracy theorist or any of that kind of stuff. But the bottom line is all the experts that we watched as people were sequestered and quarantine and self-isolation and social distancing, they were wrong. Those ones behind the podium were wrong. Their models were wrong. Their assumptions of the data points to justify all this was wrong. Everything was just wrong. There's flaws in the test. There's erroneous reporting of deaths. They're labeling everything COVID-19 deaths, even in the absence of their test, which is incorrect and flawed, and all of that. So here is the message that's really down to the brass tacks of things. And that is, if you want to stay home, you stay home. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you want to avoid large crowds, avoid large crowds. Okay. I'm not required to descend into poverty for you, and no one else is either. Okay. I'm not required to abstain from human contact, hugging people that I love, shaking hands with those who I do business with or would like to greet. Okay. I'm not required to shop alone without my kids for you. Okay. I refuse to participate in quarantine life until there's some supposed unsafe, untested vaccine released within 18 months. Vaccines take decades to produce. They don't work. They have an abysmal track record. There's no protection for people to sue vaccine manufacturers. There's something called a vaccine court that is outside of the normal judicial system in the United States, that is safe harbored from stuff. It's different than our entire legal justice system. So you have no recourse of those anyways. I refuse to receive any vaccines to make others feel more safe. If you want to get vaccinated, you get vaccinated. The safety and efficacy of your vaccine is not dependent upon me doing it. The same thing as the safety and efficacy of your mask isn't dependent upon my mask, right? You have to realize the preposterousness of this. I'm not going to set myself or my kids on fire to keep you warm, as we say, okay? If you're convinced that vaccines are safe and effective, you can get them yourself, okay? But some of you are allowing fear and policies that are devoid of scientific accuracy and data to destroy and ruin American life, okay? The bottom line is orders and policies and directives are not law. Laws are made by lawmakers. Lawmakers are elected by us. So all these policies and things like that that are the bureaucrats are handing down are not something that we need to abide by because they are against the law. Okay. Now I can't control your self-destructive behaviors, particularly the ones that cause you to have diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, and all kinds of other things that 95% of the people who get the COVID-19 manifestation of disease are having those as comorbidities. Okay. 98% It's huge. It's the vast majority. And then of those same people that are these reported cases, the vast majority are asymptomatic. So it's not a deadly virus to begin with. Okay. You need to tell your legislators that we demand options. Okay. Civil disobedience now. Okay. You can literally speak your voice to your lawmakers and representatives, and that's how they will get the picture. Okay. Just being comfortable behind your keyboard is not going to cut it. Okay. We have a constitution. Okay. And we have a constitutional right to take risks. Okay. The world is filled with microbes, bacteria, and viruses. Okay. Coronaviruses have been around for decades. Okay. And the bottom line is this particular one, SARS-CoV-2, has been around a lot longer and infected and exposed to more people than we even can imagine. Okay. The problem was it didn't create any deaths early on. Okay. You have the right to refuse vaccines and medical treatment of anything, okay? Just like you have the right to receive it, okay? The bottom line is the data was inaccurate at best. It was purposefully and willfully overblown to justify government overreach. So stop allowing the government to destroy our small businesses, our food supply, our medical autonomy, access to health care, our religious gatherings, education, privacy rights, fellowship. Okay. There is no such thing as this new normal. It's not going to be a new normal. Okay. And that cannot be a whole bunch of depression, starvation, increased suicides, child abuse, domestic violence. It's an awful situation. I can barely get it out. Okay. Then imprisoning people, and then the police state and law enforcement not remembering that they swore an oath to enemies, foreign and domestic. The bottom line is you don't go and lock up moms in parks with their kids under the ruse of this crap, encouraging people to snitch and rat out and creating hotlines to call out people who are not social distancing, for people who might be paddling in the ocean by themselves. It's ridiculous, okay? Spying on your neighbors. All of this is just desperation, okay? And the bottom line here is that we have to turn this around by standing up to the false narrative that was handed out for weeks. We gave it its due diligence. We were empathetic. We were compassionate. Okay. Those of you who say that I or anyone else who supports this type of mission to get the country back open and back to the place where we were, in a very lovely place, is putting money over lives. And the bottom line is this: you are the ones who don't care about the people that will kill themselves out of hopelessness. You're the one who doesn't care about small businesses that'll close their doors and lose their livelihood permanently. Okay? You're the one who doesn't care about children, women, and men that'll be victims of domestic abuse. You're the ones who don't care about people defaulting on their mortgages and losing their homes and being homeless. You're the ones who don't care about people's bills going unpaid, okay, and people having zero income right now. You're the one who doesn't care about where people will be thinking about their next meal is going to come from. You're the ones, okay, that have lost their sobriety, and you're the ones that are going to cause people to slip back into alcoholism and drug abuse, okay? You're the people who don't care about people starving. Okay, you're the one who is absolutely supporting inevitable things like looting and stores being broken into and riots and stuff that will happen if this nonsense isn't put to rest. Okay, the bottom line is this is a huge impact on people's health, particularly mental. So you are the ones, if you don't support this mission, that is not caring about people's mental health. Okay, and when it comes down to it, kids and teachers and educators, we need to make sure that we understand, okay, that truth will prevail in all of this when it all settles out. But until then, kids are having tremendous detriment and impact. The suicide stories of our youth is ridiculous. And we're talking about saving them with drugs and vaccines that are unproven and potentially harmful. But yet we're not thinking about the ones in our very faces that they're finding dead in their bedrooms because they've been locked in their house unconstitutionally for weeks. Okay? Look it up. The bottom line is the economy that is happening, you don't care about. It's crashing around us, okay? You're the ones who don't care, not those like me, okay? So you're the ones who love your shackles. You're the ones who like to put the shackles on other people. You're the ones who like to proverbially tell on their neighbors who are hiding in closets and underneath the floorboards from the Nazis. That's you, not us, okay? The bottom line here is this: if you keep pathetically wearing the mask that the science and the literature proves does not work, specifically for SARS-CoV, and if you haven't looked it up, just research the Annals of Internal Medicine, and they looked up the efficacy of masks, cotton masks and surgical masks. Doesn't block it anyways, okay? So that surgical mask on your face is no different, in my opinion, than the stitched Star of David on the Jews during the times of the Nazi regimes. Period. You might not like that example, but that's a fact, okay? You don't need travel papers to prove that you got some type of shot or digital certificate or that you've been tested. Nowhere in the Constitution does it afford us the having to do that. And those of you who are clamoring for that kind of stuff or saying that people should submit to illegal searches and seizures of their body temperature or blood or anything of that nature, you are the fascists and you're the ones that we're going to stand up against. Okay. So I'm not going to tolerate any person telling me how to live my life in regards to all of that stuff. Okay. You stay home, you wear a mask, you live in fear. For me and mine, we won't. America is waking up, and I'm so proud of my fellow patriots who are out there peacefully protesting and showing civil disobedience. We need more of that, and we need more of it right now.